Welcome to Shippo Service Hours. I think this is our third week doing this, which is super exciting that, we're back by popular demand. Lots of people are coming online and need some advice and resources. So we're happy to kind of give you all our thoughts. Before we get started, just some logistics to keep in mind. There are two options to chat in. We are actually keeping an eye on the Q&A one. So make sure if you have any questions or comments or anything like that to post in the Q&A section of your Zoom. It should be at the very bottom of your Zoom panel, and it says Q&A. So click on that icon and we will try to monitor that as we are going through the slides and through today's discussion. We had a few questions come in already from the invite that we sent out, so we have those already bucketed in as well. So let's get started. Obviously, we want to do a quick intro. I'm Joanne. I've been with Shippo now for about a year, and I am on the customer success side of things. I will be your moderator for today, and I've got some Shippo and shipping experts with me on the call. Michael, why don't you, or Mike, I don't know why I just called you Michael. Mike, why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the intro, Joe, and happy Friday to everybody. My name is Mike Hathaway. I am on our sales team here at Shippo. I've been working here for just under 2 years, and I am very excited to be part of the shipping and e-commerce space again. I have helped customers start their e-commerce businesses, make their fulfillment process quicker and easier to manage, and of course, help improve the overall buying experience for their customers. So really excited to go through some tips and tricks that we see businesses implement as they just get started, or even some things they do once they're a well-established business to help that process get smoother as they continue to scale.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. And Malcolm.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm really excited that I get to spend a little bit of my day with you. My name is Malcolm. I'm also on the sales team here at Shippo. My background is entirely in e-commerce. Before I was at Shippo, I was at Walmart e-commerce, and I've been a lifelong e-commerce guy, selling on eBay, running some of my own businesses. So I actually use the Shippo product for my own personal use at the same time. So I'm right in here with you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So we have some pretty good background from both of you. I don't have a background in e-commerce or shipping, so I was pretty excited to join this team and learn from both of you and get your guidance, as most of our customers are probably looking for during this situation. So before we kick it off, obviously we're hosting the webinar as Shippo, and I want to get everyone a quick background on what we do before we break down some tips and tricks for coming online. So Malcolm, I'm going to go to you for just a quick intro as to what Shippo does.
Yeah, awesome. So Shippo is a multi-carrier order management platform that gives customers access to the absolute cheapest discounted labels possible. So we help you manage your orders, save the maximum amount that you possibly can on shipping, do that in the quickest and easiest way possible, and then we handle seamlessly any kind of returns or any type of customer experience at the back end. So if you're creating return labels, for your customers, no problem, Shippo handles that. So think of it as after a customer purchases a product on your site, Shippo is your tool to seamlessly and quickly handle all of the post process after that. So sending it out, getting the notification to your customers, and in the event that you need a return, facilitating that as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Malcolm. Thanks for the quick overview of what we do. And now we're just going to break that down with your expertise on a couple questions that I have as customers get started. The first one, I think a lot of our customers have as we're in this current situation where a lot of companies have to come online and start, shipping through their online stores. How, like, the first thing I would think of is, what exactly type of packaging I should be choosing for my products. And Mike, I'm going to go to you for your guidance on this.
Excellent. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, this is a question we get all the time, whether it's working with new customers or helping to improve overall package selection as customers are getting more and more sales coming in and helping to improve the process for sending out and packaging their items. So first thing we always remind customers is we want that package to get there safe and sound. So you want to make sure if you're shipping something fragile or shipping something that needs a little bit more protection, include things like bubble wrap, or I know they have a lot of eco-friendly options for including that in packaging right now. So with that in mind, when it comes to package selection, outside of making sure your item gets there safe, there are a bunch of different options supported here at Shippo and offered by a lot of suppliers. First and foremost is USPS, who is one of our best partners here at Shippo, and they provide a lot of free packaging to either businesses or people that need packaging material. They'll actually send you, which is perfect for this time, priority mail envelopes, packages, flat rate boxes, all to your home, or you can even pick them up for free at your local post office. These boxes are a great way to get started. And of course, as long as you're shipping, as long as you want to be shipping priority mail, they're an excellent option for keeping costs low. When it comes to selecting packaging outside of the free packaging provided by USPS, there are a couple things that you can always keep in mind in order to make this process both good for you and your brand going forward. First and foremost, just remember that most shipping costs are calculated by weight. And so you want to make sure to pick something that is weight conscious, and the lower your overall weight of the package, the cheaper it's going to be to ship. So options like using a poly mailer bag instead of an envelope instead of a box, those things can help save a lot of money on shipping overall. If you're using a poly mailer bag, you can absolutely use our service to generate shipping labels. And the nice thing about using something that isn't a USPS box is that you can then use our platform to help compare rates across different carriers. If you're using a USPS box, obviously it does have to go USPS because it says priority mail all over it. But if you're using your own box there, you have the option to shop all different carrier rates. And then additionally, there are a lot of packaging suppliers that you can either use to brand your packaging and get your logo printed on the packaging, or even have a stamp to add yourself. So first, you want to make sure your package gets there safe and sound. Second, take a look at the free options that are available for packaging. There are a lot of them out there, and they're easy to get sent to you as well. And then third, minimize overall weight in order to make sure that your shipping costs are low, and know that you can ship packages in things as simple as those poly mailer bags, and they'll get there just fine.
Awesome. Thank you for walking us through packaging. The next logical question after choosing packaging, obviously, is, how do I minimize costs? You alluded to it a little bit, so I'm going to come back to you, Mike, on packaging costs and, shipping on your website.
Yeah, I think understanding shipping costs is an extremely important part of running any small to medium-sized e-commerce business. You need to know exactly how much shipping is going to either eat into your profits or should be included in your overall pricing model. So first and foremost, you want to get or figure out what the package that you're going to end up sending is going to look like. And so whether you have one product or a number of different SKUs, you can get a sense of what your average package looks like, or even segment them and know what package A, package B, package C all cost to ship if you know their overall weight. And then you can use tools like a rate card, like you're seeing on your screen right now. And we do have this available. We're happy to send it out after the call if you'd like to receive one. And you can go by the weight-based ranges that you're seeing on your screen to see the range of costs that you'll pay to ship that item at that weight. And then lots of customers do either choose to offer free shipping in their shopping cart or charge flat or variable rates depending on exactly what they're shipping. So those are all options that are made outside of Shippo, but Shippo's platform can really help you understand exactly how much your shipping is going to cost, and then of course how much that should be impacting your pricing model. So what you're seeing on your screen, uh, seems like Joe just left the meeting. So now what you're seeing on your screen is unfortunately my face with a Hawaiian shirt on, but we'll send out that rate card. And as long as you know the weight associated with your items, you'll see that range of costs. And that range is based on zones available to ship. Zones are broken up by the distance away from you that you are shipping an item. And so lots of our customers will either use the middle zone, zone 5, to figure out their average cost of shipping. If, for instance, that you figure that most of your shipments will be, or half of your shipments will be going further than zone 5, half of them will be going closer. Or lots of our customers will use zone 8, which is the maximum zone, to base their overall pricing on. And that way you can always make sure to cover your shipping costs or actually make a margin on those shipments as well. So you have a lot of different options when it comes to presenting this cost in your shopping cart as well. And luckily for us, Shippo does integrate with a variety of different e-commerce platforms. And our platform does give you the ability to average those costs and then present that however you'd like in Congress with your e-commerce platform. So we have the lowest cart abandonment rates associated with free shipping or a flat rate shipping offered in a shopping cart. And that means lots of our businesses do the exact equation we just walked through. They take their items, get a good understanding of exactly how much it'll cost them to ship, and then increase the cost of their items by that amount so that when the customer gets to the shopping cart, they're not shocked by the shipping costs associated with that item, and they're more likely to convert into customers. And so certainly this might not be an option for everyone, but it is a good best practice when starting an e-commerce business to at least explore the idea of free shipping. So I think that's a good overall view of how exactly we view shipping here at Shippo, and especially establishing shipping costs in e-commerce. And I think we did get Joe back. And for us, I think the next logical step is definitely like once you have that order placed, you print out the shipping label, you know what it's going to cost, and what from there. So one of the questions we get fairly frequently is, how do I get something picked up? And I'll let Malcolm dive into this process with you here.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So this is the next logical step, right? So you've already gone through, you have some orders, awesome. Customers are shopping your site. You've printed out your labels, they're packaged up, ready to go. You've used all the best practices, smallest packaging size, minimize the weight. Now what do you do? And in the time that we're living in now, there are some new hurdles, new obstacles, and maybe some new concerns with even going to the post office or dropping off packages in person. The great news is you can actually schedule a carrier pickup through Shippo right in the web app and have the carrier come to you. You don't have to go out to the post office or to some other type of location. It's all handled within the app. So in your shipments, in your Shippo web app panel, you will see that there is a schedule pickup button. So you simply click that and follow the process. Generally, within 24 hours is the recommended time frame to expect an available pickup. Obviously, that is completely subject to your local carrier's availability. But if you have a shipment that needs to go out, if you're scheduling a pickup today, you want to assume that 24-hour window. Additionally, when you are scheduling pickups and hopefully your business is booming, you have lots of orders that you need to get out, say you have 20, 30 orders, you're going to need to have something at some point called a manifest or a scan form. This is loosely enforced. There isn't exactly an exact time or exact reference for when you need it with the Postal Service. What it is it's a piece of paper that you print out that has one barcode that's associated with all of the packages that you are looking to send out in that particular day. So as you can imagine, if you're a carrier and you're coming to pick up parcels and there's 50 boxes and you have to scan each individual one to scan them in, that's going to be a big hassle and not something they're looking to do. So they're going to require you to have a scan form or a manifest to eliminate that process. And you can also print that right next door to that schedule pickup where you see create manifest, and Shippo will generate that for you automatically. So you have the carrier come to you and you have the scan form ready for them. Everyone's happy.
Thanks, guys, for taking over while my internet went down. More people are at home, probably streaming some movies. Hopefully they're done. But thank you, Mike, for taking over the screen share and kind of continuing to move on. Yes, so packages are ready. You've chosen the right price. You've chosen the right package. We obviously want to get it to the customer safely. And sometimes, though, you run into issues. Sometimes they get lost. But the next logical question in this is, how do I add insurance? And for that, I'm going to come back to you, Malcolm, to guide us through this.
Yeah, absolutely. So insurance is obviously on the top of mind for a lot of merchants, depending upon what kind of shipments they're sending out or the nature of their products. With Shippo, adding insurance and going through the entire claims process, should you need to actually go through it, is pain-free and not a big hassle at all. So it's simply 1% or 1.25% of the declared value of the item, depending upon if you're on our PayGo or our Pro plan. So if you have $100 of declared value of the item, it would simply be $1 to insure it up to that amount. And I saw in the Q&A, somebody had asked about, what about carrier provided insurance? And they were really astute, realizing that you have $50 of included insurance, say, for example, with USPS. What do I do in that scenario? So you would still be getting that $50 of included insurance through the Postal Service. If you wanted to insure anything beyond $50 of value, you would then add that amount. So say we had $200 item, $50 of included insurance from USPS, we would insure that item for $150 through Shippo to get to $200 total in insurance coverage. Or you can elect to, of course, then add additional if you're going to insure it for $200 through Shippo as well. But it's up to you what you're declaring the item value at. Also, too, what's great is it's a very simple process for the claims. We work with a vetted third-party insurer. We have direct agents that you would be able to contact if you did need to file a claim, and they'll be able to get you through the claims process and get you paid out quickly and hopefully pretty pain-free.
Awesome. Thanks for talking through insurance and claims and giving us your guidance on that piece. And, we talked a lot about USPS. We talked a lot about the different types of packages you can send out. Obviously, every package could be sent by different carriers. So Mike, would love your insights on the different carriers that we have.
Apologies, Joe. I'm just figuring out how to navigate both the screen control and the mute button and Q&A. So sorry about that. I appreciate the question. This is really what Shippo was built for. Our platform is here to help you have transparency in the rate shopping process. And that means that we not only provide you discounts with carriers like USPS, UPS, and DHL directly through our platform, but if you have your own carrier accounts, like through FedEx or if you have your own UPS account or basically 30 other carriers as well, you can add those to Shippo so that when you're creating your labels, you can see your rate versus our other rates and our other discounts. So essentially when you're making that label, you have complete control and the knowledge that you are paying the lowest amount that you have the option to for that specific shipment going out. So you can connect your own carrier accounts or activate our additional discounts in the settings and carriers tab of the Shippo login. You're seeing a GIF repeat on your screen of this process right now. When you sign up for Shippo, USPS and DHL are automatically set up for you. You do need to set up UPS within that settings and carriers button. What'll happen there is you're establishing a Shippo specific UPS account that has our automatic discounts for ground and air services applied. Additionally, we have waived residential and fuel surcharges, and then we have discounts on their smart pickup service as well. So a lot of benefits for using that within Shippo. And then you can add your own accounts in that same section so that when you're actually purchasing that label, you see all of the costs, make sure that you're paying the lowest amount. And then no matter if you're buying it through your account or Shippo's discounted account, we still provide that information either back to your e-commerce platform so that notifications that are going out do include the correct tracking information, or when you send out that notification within Shippo's label buying process directly to the customer, it'll include that tracking information so that they are up to date in the delivery process and can track the package coming to them.
Perfect leeway. I mean, sorry, perfect intro to the next question that I had for Malcolm, actually. How do I track these packages, and how do I notify my customers when they're coming?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So, everyone expects that they're going to have up-to-date information on when their package is going to arrive. I know myself, I placed an order online. The second that I place the order, I'm already trying to check the tracking information and wondering why it isn't at my doorstep already. So considering that, I'm sure most of your customers aren't too dissimilar from myself, and they want to have up-to-date tracking information, and they want to have it easily accessible, and they want to have it quickly. The good news is Shippo looks at it from that same viewpoint, and we provide that. So we have automated tracking notification emails that you can send to all of your customers at the moment that you create the label. You have the option to set up to a 24-hour delay as to when that email is transmitted. So say, for instance, in conjunction with carrier pickup, as I mentioned before, it's generally, you can expect about a 24-hour window from when you schedule a carrier pickup to when they will probably be available to actually pick up those parcels. So you can time that up as well, right? So we will automatically send out an email to your customers, notifying them of a new shipment. It will have a tracking landing page that you can also customize and brand with your brand identity elements like colors and logo. And that will be consistent across carriers. So that's the good news. Your customer is going to get the exact same experience whether you ship that item via USPS, UPS, FedEx, etc. It's going to be the same consistent tracking notification landing page. Additionally, Shippo will also send out an automated email upon delivery of that item. So really good news, your customer isn't wondering, where is my package? They know, hey, look, it's right out the doorstep. I should probably go grab that. Additionally, too, if you're familiar with your existing e-commerce platform, say for instance, like Shopify, they already have a similar system with tracking notification emails. If you like that, the good news is you don't have to pick between one or the other. You can pick between one or the other. You can use the platform provided emails like in Shopify, and simply in your Shippo settings, toggle on that you do not want those to be sent and that you're going to be using the platform provided ones.
Awesome. Thanks for that. Yeah. Amazon has definitely set a standard. So I'm really glad our customers are able to kind of send these notifications too, because just like you, I order something and I'm like, is it going to come tomorrow? So I really like that feature as well. And so, usually when I get a package and I order something online, I tend to really like it. But there are a few times where I'm like, maybe not the right size, not the right fit, or the wrong color completely. So walk me through returns. Customers return often, and we manage that as well. So I'm going to come back to you, Malcolm, to walk me through that.
Yeah, returns, a big element of many people's businesses, right? So imagine you have a customer, they get something, it doesn't fit, they don't like it, wrong color they wanted, etc. Right? A million reasons for returns. You as the business owner are sort of left figuring out how are you going to tackle this, how are you going to do it efficiently where it's not taking up all of your time or your team's time. And then also too, how are you going to do it in the cheapest way possible, right? Minimizing costs at all times. So Shippo is going to help you take care of all of those hurdles. With Shippo, you really have two great options for returns. The first being completely automating the process. So we allow you to create scan-based return labels, which means you will not be charged for that label until your customer actually utilizes it to send back a return and it's scanned in by the carrier. So you can generate them automatically with all of your shipments. So you would then print out that label at the same time you print your outgoing label, toss that scan-based return label in the box. If your customer loves the item, they toss the label, they recycle it, hopefully, and you never get charged for it. If there is some sort of issue, they easily have the label ready to send back. They don't have to reach out to you and take up your time. It automatically comes back to you, and then you're charged for that shipment. Additionally, too, you can create return labels one-off. So say you have a little bit more involved process, you actually do want your customer to reach out, maybe sort out the reason for their return or discuss it with them. You can create one-off labels right within your Shippo dashboard at the same order that you use to send the item out. So the same button that you would have clicked, you click down on that drop-down menu, create return label, and then boom, you send that to your customer in a PDF form, and it's a similar type of process, and the customer's happy.
Definitely the customer's happy. I like scan-based returns for sure, because sometimes I don't have access to a printer, so it's easier for it to just come to me. So I'm glad we provide that feature as well. Cool. Well, we walked through pretty much the entire shipping process and what to think through for your packages. But there's a very key first step that you have to go through in order to get your package out there and start shipping. And that's around your orders, your product orders, and getting them into Shippo or into a platform so that you can create your labels so that your packages get out. And for that, I'm going to go back to Mike to walk us through store connections and orders within Shippo. You're muted. Sorry. I know you're trying to manage.
Lots of moving parts over here, so apologies about that once again. I'll figure it out by the end of this. Shippo does have a variety of e-commerce integrations that you're now seeing flash through on GIFs or on our e-commerce platform partner page. And I know we have an open question about this in our Q&A as well, so I'll try to cover that in this answer. So Shippo has direct integrations with, I think, 15 different e-commerce platforms right now. And what that means is that we have a bidirectional sync where as soon as an order is placed within your e-commerce platform, we automatically sync that information into Shippo so that you can create your label and fulfill your package. And then once that label has been created, we sync that information back to your store so that the order gets